vlog. Merry Vlogmas Day 14. We're 10 days away from Christmas Eve, which I don't like to think about because I'm like, then it's gonna be over and it's gonna be so sad. But we are going to start the vlog with a tarot reading. And I know not everybody is into tarot, so if you're not, there are timestamps in the description of the video and you can just go to the next clip. Is that Fred? I don't think so, because the Raiders are all in the other room doing what they do. Not doing well. Because my dad never gets to see his team because, you know, we're not in the market for that, but they're in Philadelphia today, so it is on TV. But we're getting all the tarot cards out of the deck. Okay, got everybody. And we are gonna first ask, what will work be like in the next 24 hours? So if you're watching this video, if you're a viewer, this applies to you in the next 24 hours after watching the video. And if it's for me, it's the next 24 hours from this moment right now that I'm filming this. And again, this is just for fun. Don't take it too seriously. So work, what do we need to know about family? Sunday's only is my big family day of the week. And then love. And then we will look at the bottom of the deck at the end to see about the day's vibe in general. Oh my gosh, my desk is so messy, but I am organized today. So for work, this is the Weaver of Boons, also known as the Queen of Pentacles. This is a very homely card, warm, and it's reversed, so it's inward. So I think it's going to be, I know this is work, but I'm getting self-care vibes. Things might be hectic, but you need to be easy on yourself. Don't be too mean to yourself or anything like that. It might feel really hard, but know that it's not the end of the world, and you're so close to the holidays. And I know some people are going to be working on the holidays, but it's close to the holidays, and just know that all this stress that comes with all of that, it's going to be over soon. So just be kind to yourself in that department. Don't stress yourself out too much. So with family, one of my favorite cards, this is the Six of Visions, also known as the Six of Cups. We had this little girl who she's reading a book. There's fairies around her and just all the little woodland creatures. There's an owl up there reading. There's a little shrew and looks like a crow or something there in the little boat. There's a toad, a little elf. So they're all just having a good time. But the main word that this card signifies is nostalgia. And even second chances, something from the past coming back around. That can be a friendship, a romantic relationship, but we are talking about family. So maybe a family member you haven't heard from in a while, you might hear from them. Or maybe just nostalgia vibes, talking about, oh yeah, this is it. Talking about memories from the past, maybe past holiday seasons with your families, just reminiscing on Christmas past. That is the vibe that I'm definitely getting. That was the light bulb moment for me. This is going to be talking about those past Christmas memories. And I'm so excited this week with the family aspect. I'm going to be getting everybody's gifts wrapped, getting Christmas cards sent out, which yes, tomorrow's technically the last day that if you want to get there by Christmas. I've heard that the 15th is the day you need to do it. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. But I am so excited to get everybody's gifts wrapped. I've already wrapped one gift, but I have behind me right now in this chair, behind this chair, all the gifts that I have for everybody, except food gifts, because I did get candies for some people and all, and those are going to be, somewhere else. But I am so excited for to get everybody's stuff together. So that's gonna be super exciting. I'm sorry if it doesn't get there by Christmas, because it all just, it goes so fast, that is what I was trying to say. So with love, we have the Forest Lord. This is the Emperor. So this is definitely masculine energy, which if you're well, I'm not into men, so what's that about? It can be that just a vibe. It's somebody who's very domineering, they're very dominant. Somebody who has authority. That's what you're seeking. You want somebody who really has their feet in the ground. They're steady. Steady, that's a big word here. There's somebody who are steady. They are stable emotionally and like financially, physically, all that. They are in a stable place right now. Maybe you are ready to be in this relationship. You are ready for it, and it's just waiting on the universe. But I do think it is something that is coming very soon. So it's really good. I think those are really good traits, the stability and somebody who's very protective, I would even say, but stability is the main one there. So let's see our day vibe and the day's vibe in general. And this is the 7 of challenges. So you see, and that translates to the 7 of swords. These little foxes, let me get a pointer for y'all. You have these foxes and you see this little caravan right here. They're stealing all sorts of things, the accordion, a cup, a little sack of something, probably money. And they're getting away with it. This card is a card that really a lot of times means manipulation and getting away with something. And I don't always think that is something bad. So don't think you're seeing this, that means, oh my gosh, somebody's manipulating me. I think it can be manipulating yourself. And sometimes that is just faking it until you make it, like telling yourself it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. Like you have to lie to yourself sometimes to get to a place of, like I was saying, stability. Stability is the key word today. Let me tell y'all, today's gonna be a stable day, but you are getting away with something. So maybe as like maybe having a few sweet treats that maybe you're not supposed to have, not watching that, just treating yourself and getting away with it. I think it's about yourself and treating yourself and not being too upset about it, which, I mean, we can all do that every now and then. I mean, we don't want to be self-excessive all the time, but every now and then is good. So I'm going to go through the books that I've hauled this week and sort them into Goodreads and all of that kind of stuff, because I don't do a big collective haul in December because I will have a Christmas haul, which isn't book oriented. There's going to be other stuff, you know, as I said, there's food, there's all sorts of things that might be in that, makeup. So I am going to log all those books, and I will have a picture of on Bookstagram, and then I will do a little recording for y'all to see. But that was the tarot reading for the day. Very homely, treating yourself, being there for yourself, but also know that you're in a world of stability and everything's gonna be okay. This is what the haul is looking like. My Black Friday order from Book Outlet did get here if you didn't see yesterday's vlog, so that is why there's so many. But all this was less than $100. This stack right here is contemporary fantasy. I honestly thought that'd be sci-fi. Doesn't that cover look sci-fi? But it's fantasy, historical, horror, and nonfiction. I also thought this might be sci-fi, but more people have listed it as horror than they have sci-fi. So this is the stack. We are going to go put them on my shelves now. Cold in my little studio in here, like definitely pulling the sleeves back down, but I'm done reading in the Long Prince Quartet for the day. I got to 12%, so that's about halfway through the first book, first volume in this bind up. My first note is literally what is going on? What is the plot of this? Like, I understand like what all these characters are doing, but what is the larger plot here? Because I read y'all the back of this book. Literally the only description is a sentence. In a world of ancient empires and immortal magics, one man stands at the crossroads of history. That is all for a 973 page book. So I do not know what the main plot is. And the next one is, if I hear took a pose one more time, like the poses do some sort of magic. Like if you pose a certain way, it's portraying this sort of aura, I guess. But I mean, I don't even think that's magic, because think a pose is like, that's thinking, you know? Or if we do this pose, you know, that means praying. Like in the real world, there's that. But in this, there's some kind of magic to it. Oh my gosh, I just thought of the Queen album, but okay. And then we do have some reveals with one of our characters where it's like, oh my gosh, that is the man that we're talking about on the back of the book. But Liat, who is one of our female characters, she is so kind, because one of the things in here is there's the girl from Naboo who she is pregnant, and they are going to have to sacrifice. I don't know if it's just the baby. I think it's just the baby that they have to sacrifice. So she's pregnant and they have to sacrifice the baby to make this trade agreement work. I think that's what's going on. Again, like I'm like, what is happening here? But like seeing, so you know, these people don't really see her as much because she's a foreigner, and it's essentially just like they're using her like a slab of meat. They're just using her for her baby to sacrifice it. But Liat is still just so kind to her and is like, I'm gonna help you become a civilized woman. I know that sounds bad, but you know, she is really helping this girl out and being there for her, even if there's a language barrier, cultural barrier, and all that. And I just love seeing Liat's kindness. And then the next one is, we have like the runaway prince trope in here, and it's just so ironic to me that George R. R. Martin blurbed it, because like that's one of his favorite tropes. It is happening full force here. If you don't know, Daniel Abram is one of the adapters of George R. R. Martin's works. I think the graphic novels, I'm looking over here, yeah, I'm thinking the graphic novels, but there is a connection between the two. Yeah, and they're from New Mexico. Well, George lives in New Mexico. He's not from New Mexico, but that is all for the Long Prince Quartet. I do think I'm going to finish the White Queen tonight, so y'all are going to get a late night wet hair me later to do my update on that. But I'm going to have the spaghetti that I made in the crock pot today. I haven't really cooked since Thanksgiving, so fingers crossed this is good. What are the bangs doing? I kind of look funny without the bangs because my hair is wet. But I finished the White Queen, so we are going to do Call Pal, do my review, that kind of thing. I have all my bookish goodies over here, but I do need to get a little... where should I do this on? We'll do a sticky note. I have to write out Call Pal, C-A-W-P-I-L-E. The book. So the characters in this, I honestly wish we got more of Elizabeth Woodville's inner thoughts, because a lot of this was just like a good chunk of it was big moments in history, and just going through those moments of history, having to include all of it, which I mean obviously makes sense. This is historical fiction. But I just wish we got more of how her mind was working and what she thought of these big events that were happening. I am going to talk a little bit about the romance here. Now, this is not a romance book or anything like that. This is just a historical, fictional, like, portion of Elizabeth Woodville's life. And the romance in here is just very interesting of seeing how it's depicted, because there's at the time that it happened, so many like rumors and all of what this really was. So the two did originally meet to talk about financial things and then fell in love with each other. There was also rumors that he I don't know if he did rape her or was going to rape her, like at blade point. Those were rumors that were contemporary when these characters were alive. So it was just really interesting that she went into this relationship being like, I need to get the King of England on my side. He's a younger man, noble man. I mean, he's the king, royal man, I should say. He can get me everything that I want, the money, the land, protection for my son. So she's going into this with a mission. I know a lot of people don't like those kinds of people, and even in the author's note, Philippa Gregory talks about how Elizabeth Woodwell is not very much a likable queen when you talk to people about their favorite queens of England, that she's usually not well liked. But there is very much like insta love, and I know a lot of people don't like insta love, but since this isn't like a romance book, that doesn't really bother me, but do know that it's there. But I do think lust and, as I said, the material things all play into that. But I think if you're a fan of the show Blood of My Blood, then you might like this book. I do think you would like this book. I think you would enjoy it. So I am going to give the characters a 3. Atmosphere, believe it or not, I'm giving that a 3 as well. I loved the atmosphere in The Lady of the Rivers, which is like a prequel to this book. It's about Elizabeth's mother, Jacquetta. That one had just like such whimsy, fairy tale, spring vibes. This one, this is a woman who lived a lot of her life in captivity, essentially, like Eleanor of October, now that I'm thinking of it. And she was just locked away a lot. But I don't think that plays on the atmosphere. I'm mainly thinking of the tone. No, I did love the parts where we got Moyasina's story, and seeing just the familiar parts of Elizabeth's own story to Moyasina's story. I that was really interesting. I did really like that. But this just didn't have the same tone. I think this was pretty bleak. But I can definitely see why that is. Yeah. Writing, again, like 3 stars. Because I did like it. I liked it. As I said, I did like those like Moyasina bits. And as I said, I do wish there was more inner dialogue, more inner thoughts of the character. And yeah, so thinking back to the rant, as I said, there's a big chunk of this that is just like historical. We're going through the notions of these historical events. But towards the last quarter of the book, it's a lot more like political intrigue, political savvy, and I really liked that. But yeah, the pacing is just kind of off. It's uneven pacing. The plot, I don't know, I'm gonna give it a 3 star. Like, this might all around, it's gonna be a little higher than a 3 because I am looking down at the other things. The I think it covers just everything that needs to cover. And again, as I said, I liked seeing the parallels between Elizabeth's life and Moyasina, like the legend of Moyasina, that life, and seeing this woman and her impact on the British royal family. And I mean, we can even go into Scottish and all these other branches because a lot of people are descended from her. A lot of figures are descended from her. So yeah. Intrigue again, 3, but the logic I'm giving a 4 because, especially reading the author's note, I just love how Philippa Gregory went about this, expanding this. Sorry, there were some things in then that weren't only ebook, but seeing how she took real history, and she says this is one of her books that is, most of the story I tell about her here is fact, not fiction. She lived far beyond even my imagination, and just seeing how it was all intertwined, I think she did a really good job of that. And enjoyment overall was a 3-star vibe. So as we can see, this is probably gonna be like a 3.25 would be my guess. So 2, 3, 4, 5, which that would be 15 plus 7 is 22 divided by 7. So yeah, a 3.14. So is that closer to a 3.25 or a 3? But either way, it's going to go in as a 3-star in a Goodreads, where yes, I do think this was a good book, but it's not my favorite that I have read from Philippa Gregory. That's Stan with Jacquetta of Luxembourg, which is The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory. I enjoyed that one a lot more, but that one offered a lot of new stuff to me because I did see the TV show before I read the book. And at first this is adding like we start out with a lot of those inner thoughts of Elizabeth, but once we get into the Wars of the Roses, it's like historical, history with no real, I wish we just would have had more layers to her. But that is all for the day. This week we didn't read over 100 pages every day. Yeah, this week was kind of crazy, but next week I don't think I have any plans this coming week, so that's exciting. That it's gonna be a chill week, hopefully. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I did haul like a handful of books this week, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a Christmas, I only struggle saying that, a Christmas emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.